do? Garage open? Shout out to Rendavis. Damn, these lights are bright. Alright. Hopefully, you guys can see, but I don't know if you can tell, but I'm recording on an iPhone 14. This is supposed to be in 4K, so you guys can see me, and it's not 720 anymore. But I have really missed this car quite a bit, and I haven't given you guys an update, but I was in the middle of filming the Go Fast Bits DV Plus video installation, and I was going to do a review, and in the process of driving it, the one of my intercooler pipes fell off. I'll actually show you which one. You know, I want to get in the car though, but I miss this thing so much. All right, I haven't sat in this thing in a while, but it smells like gasoline right now because the rear seat cover is off, and part of the low pressure tank cover, whatever, is off, and it smells like gas. So I'm gonna stay out of the car. But here's my update video on what's going on. After the video, and this pipe actually fell off. This is the one I was talking about, and totally just like sidetracked, but kept popping off down here on this coupling because I removed the whole front bumper and removed everything to drain it of oil before I did an oil change. Just because it was on when I bought it from the last owner, and I wasn't sure if it's ever been cleaned out before. I wasn't sure how much oil was in there, so I thought I'd take it as a safety precaution just to see what was going on. And there was just a little bit of oil, which is kind of known for B7s, but if you're getting a lot, then of course it's not a good thing. So I was happy about it, but I didn't do a good enough job, obviously, of putting back on everything when I was done. So that happened in the middle of the video, so I kind of put on the back burner. And in that process, I realized that maybe it wasn't fair to Go Fast Bits to be reviewing their product on a car that at the time I thought wasn't hitting full boost, things weren't running right. So it wasn't fair to them, and it wasn't fair to you guys as my subscribers that are looking for performance mods for your B7, and I want to give you guys an honest review, and I think you guys deserve it as well. So that got put on the back burner, but to give you an idea of how I figured out what was going on and how we're actually back on track to be back hopefully sooner than expected, is I borrowed a VCDS laptop and cable. I took logs, and I was expecting some crazy numbers to be going all over, and I was honestly kind of in a panic mode. I actually ordered a new N75 genuine OEM one just because I was using an old one. So I didn't really know what I was looking at just because this was my first time in VCDS. So I didn't really know what I was looking at. So thankfully, Geoc has been a huge help to me. They were like, oh yeah, just send over the information. We'll look it over. We'll see if anything related to your tune. But I also sent it over to one of my best friends, Joseph, who is super talented, who's taught me basically everything that I have known about Audis in general, and then some. He's been a wonderful resource. So shout out to you, Jojo, if you're watching this. Means a lot. But he was looking at the logs with me, and him and Geoc were like, you're hitting requested boost, something's going on. So that was like, oh, okay, that's good to know that the car is running healthy, it's hitting peak boost. So that made me want to come out to my car and figure out what was going on, because my gauge was all over the place. So sure enough, here, I'll show you guys my setup. So I have the PCV tap-in right here, and it goes down to the filter right here. Ooh, it's definitely old. I have a new one that I need to put in. I started to check the line. I'm like, all right, everything's good underneath on the inside of the car. So I came out here, and well, I'll explain this in a second, but I ran it down through the ECU box and cut out a little bit of a hole so that way the line can run through. This was sitting underneath in there without the tape on. I'm not going to take the tape off, but basically I'll post a picture right here if I have it. It was extremely pinched, and I think there was a hole in it from sitting on the edge of the plastic. So figured out why my gauge wasn't working right. Thank God. But in reality, that wasn't the end of it. We started to look through and I was like, oh cool, I'm hitting 20 PSI and tapering down to about 18, which is super healthy, strong. That's a good spot to be in. It's reliable. I don't have to worry about overboosting ever. And, well, not ever, but you know what I mean. Next, we started to look at fuel because it wasn't hitting 23 PSI. I have my crack pressure set to 10, which is considered pretty high on a K04. Then we saw that it was pulling 3 to 7 degrees of timing at wide open throttle, which is a little bit unusual. So started to think about that, like, hey, what's going on? It's probably something with my fuel. Drove the car the next day and I was on my way home just cruising at like 35, 40 miles an hour. Started to go up a slight incline on a hill, and all of a sudden just car shuts down, no power. Obviously, well, actually it's idling fine. It didn't shut down, but it didn't want to accelerate. So that means something's going on with my fueling. Get home, I'm kind of in panic mode. I'm like, oh my God, I can't, please tell me to break my car. But it's not the first time it's happened, surprisingly. But I plug in and I see P031B. Oh, whatever it is right here. This one, not fun. Notorious B7 code. So my first thought is, okay, well, my low pressure fuel pump isn't that old. I changed the fuel filter along when I did that. So what's going on? Check duty cycle. It's at 57%. And if you guys don't know this, your low pressure fuel pump duty cycle is supposed to be sitting as close to 50% at idle as possible. Anything above that, it's starting to show some wear. If it goes to about 60%, you're in danger. I would not be driving that car at all. You're gonna put a hole in your piston. It's gonna run lean. Not good. Mine was at 57% at idle. Really not good. So obviously we started to come into a little bit of investigation on how to fix this, because the pump's not that old. I know they can go bad. We found that you could upgrade to a Audi R8 fuel controller or an RS4 one. The R8 one is the same as the Q7 depending on the year. There's a very specific part code for this. I'll put that down in the description as well, just so you guys know it for reference, but it's kind of known. Basically, upgrading the fuel controller is going to increase the voltage to your low pressure fuel pump, therefore reducing duty cycle because it's getting a little bit more electricity. But this is also going to most likely put a little bit more wear on your OEM pump because it's getting overworked. As long as duty cycle is lower, you should be good. Obviously, going to keep checking up on that. I'm coming up with the game plan with me and Joseph to upgrade to a Walbro 450, if that's even possible. We can't really find any information online about it in a B7 A4, let alone a K04. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenge. So I would like to have both set up just so that way I don't have to run into this issue again and potentially run E85 because the Walbro 450 is E85 capable. I'm setting myself up for more long-term success with this car. But either way, I'm going to upgrade to the R8 fuel controller just because it's going to be able to increase that voltage and the pump doesn't have to stress out as much about electricity. So that's what's going on. Hopefully Lifetime Audi Parts is be able to pull one out of a car for me. Shout out to those guys, by the way. They're awesome. Their link is down in the description as well. If you're looking for any used parts, hit them up. They're phenomenal guys and they'll get it to you fast. But in the meantime, I have been driving and fixing up my old 1996 Ford Ranger, which I will put, I'll just go show you guys. Oh, there she is. I'm going to prioritize fixing the Ranger just because it is cheaper to fix by like a long shot. It's cheaper to run for gas each month, which gives me the time to slowly but surely give you guys quality content to fix this thing up the way I want it to show you guys the correct way if you guys is your first time wrenching on a car. But yeah, I got some parts laying around here. Dogs. Fix my boost line. Maybe I'll do a video on that just to show you guys, but that obviously can't happen until I get the car running. So I've definitely got content lined up for you guys, from maintenance to modifying to finishing the Go Fast Bits DV Plus video, which I'm gonna say already I'm a fan of it, but obviously if the car's not working, I can't drive it to get a better interpretation of how the product works. But so far, big plus. Just to give you guys an insight, I do have another video planned. I was planning to do it later, but I'm gonna move it up front just so that way I could roll out a little bit more content. I'll be doing a stock day one B7 all the way to K04 guide. Everything you need to know from maintenance, what parts to get, what do's, what don'ts, and I'm just gonna leave it right there. Hopefully to inspire some of you guys to choose a quality part, do a little bit of research, where to look for the research, and then some. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys and hopefully continue to grow the channel. I see we're at 362 subscribers as of today, so I'm super stoked. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're new, it means a lot. Thank you for joining the channel. I just started being able to like post on the community page, I guess you could say, and reach out to you guys directly. So if you guys haven't already, click the subscribe button down below, click the little notification bell. I'll shoot you guys updates as well to give you guys an insight of when to expect a video next, because I want to try to get a little bit more consistent with it. However, as you guys can see, it's definitely hard when you have 2 cars down and not a lot of time to fix those things. But thank you guys for tuning in. It means a lot. And once we hit 500, I have a bit of an idea of a giveaway for everybody. I kind of want to do a giveaway that could reach out to more people, just to make it a little bit more special for when the channel grows. That's my knock on wood. That's my goal, is to obviously grow this page. So I want to respect the day ones. So whoever you are, thank you. It means a lot. As of now, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sure the car appreciates it too, even though it doesn't work. But yeah, I'm gonna go edit this video right now and post it. So hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll catch you guys this weekend. See ya.